Hey guys, Rich here. Welcome back to the RCinformer YouTube channel. Today I've got a quick unbox of the brand new FMS 64mm Futura Sport Jet. Really nice, comes in 3 colors. It's licensed by Tomahawk Aviation and officially approved by my cat Ripley here, a new kitten we got. And she's in my way. Go, we're reviewing a plane, unless you want to help out. All right, she wants to help me out big time. So anyway guys, this is really nice, 64mm, comes in 3 colors. We've already been flying the red one out at the RCinformer field. So, you know, check it out. I'll put links to that in the upper right hand corner of the screen so you guys can, you know, check out the flying we've been doing of it there. This is a really brand new airplane they came out with. It's meant to be a smaller version of the 80mm that FMS makes. Only this one's fixed gear and flaps, but the fixed gear has really nice compression wheels, so our struts. So they're spring loaded all the way around. This baby runs on 4 cells of power. You can see it has a 3150 kV brushless outrunner motor, 40 amp ESC, 64mm 11 blade fan, and you can see here CNC, all metal landing gear, trailing link, highly precise and robust, all that kind of stuff. And it assembles with 9 screws. That's one of the cool things. It goes together really easy, no glue at all. Even the nose just snaps on. So it has a real nice canopy design as well. And again, there's your 3 colors, and I'm going to be showing you the yellow one here as well. So super nice model. Again, we've been flying it, so check it out. It's on the site already. We put some flying of it in some of our new runway demo flying going on, and it's really pretty sweet. So let me get this out of the way. I decided to take it out of the box ahead of time, so I didn't need to finagle with trying to slide this thing out of the box in my limited space. But you can see how nicely it comes here. Instructions are right on the top here, and you can see how nicely it's packaged. All the rods, horns, linkages already installed. Just super nice. And I really like this yellow color. You don't see too many yellow, silver gray planes around nowadays, so this has a really nice color scheme. Can't wait to get this one out of the box. There's nothing on the underside of this thing, so always inspect your underside, see if they stick some screws anywhere. But this one hasn't been out of the box yet, so officially we're going to get this out of here right now. I'm just going to cut this with a hobby knife. Nice thing is this plane only assembles really with just only really 2 tools are all you're going to need. You're going to really just need a 2.5 millimeter metric and a 1.5 millimeter, or sorry, 2 millimeter and a 1.5, and that's it. And you can get this whole plane together in just a few minutes. So we'll get everything out of the package here. You can see how nice the wings are. A little bit of foam on there, but look at the finish on that. Super nice. Really slick. It looks like they've got your horn down there on your almost inner hole, next to inner. So clearly they are, you know, setting things up right for everybody to fly. Real nice overall, but see the landing gear snaps right on here, right in place. You can pop them on and off, so really nice. So we'll get the other wing out. Looks real nice too. I'm going to put these together and just sort of stick them to the side. Right in here we've got our nose cone. That just pops on, not even any magnets, so we're getting away from using rare earth magnets. It does have a hard nose cone on it though, so, and that'll just pop in place. We'll take our horizontal stabilizer out of here. You can see how nice that is too. They did such a nice job on all this stuff. And we'll put that aside, and then we're going to pull this little divider out of here, and then we'll pull this divider out of here, and then we'll get to our vertical, which is right in here. Nicely job, nice package, nice decals applied. Yeah, I like the yellow. It's pretty slick. And there's your 3 screw holes to attach this thing. We'll put that down there, and then we'll slide our fuselage. Actually, before we do this fuselage, let's get in here. We're going to pull our landing gear out. Looks like there's 3 of them way in there. Okay, and I'll put those down. Let's grab the nose gear out of here. This even flies off my grass, even this little wheel. It works off the RCinformer field just fine. Looks like we got a little certification here. This is their looks like their qualified, you know, quality control little emblem there. So that's kind of neat. And then let's pull the fuselage out, and that is it, guys. That's all there is to this thing. I'm just going to take this crate, just throw it on down there, and we'll take a look at all the parts here. So you've got your landing gear. We'll get rid of that. You've got your bag of screws right here. We've got our horizontal stabilizer, and again our wings and our nose cone, and that's That's really it, guys. This thing goes together really, really fast. It's really pretty simple. Let's start off by doing a pretty comprehensive review of all the parts. Starting off with the fuselage here. This thing is beautiful. Look at the nice fit. Look at the nice finish. Very nice paint. Very nice sticker application all the way along front to back. Look at the underside of this thing. That's where our nose gear hook's on, cooling hole. But check that out. Really, really nice fit and finish all the way around. Very, very cool. Very, very nice. Very, very professionally done. Very nice job quality control wise at the factory. It's a little weird. We've got this kind of oval canopy deal, but we've got the futuristic kind of zigzag kind of silver canopy. But hey, it's futuristic. It looks cool. Our nose cone just snaps right on, even though it does have a little plastic cone on the front of it. They're getting away from the rare earth magnets, and it snaps on with that little plastic catch. So when you transport it in your car, you could use the nose to lean up against something. You could even pop this off so you don't really damage anything and put this up against something, which is what I like. Sometimes you could support it on the nose when you're doing work on the plane. So it's a great advantage actually to have that without needing to glue that nose cone on. So, but super cool. Mechanically wise, this is a really, really nice pin. That's your nose gear, landing gear mount, and it has a flat on it already, which is real nice. Cooling hole here for some of your electronics, battery, receiver, all that kind of stuff. A cheater hole intake for your fan. Fan hatch is right here, and that installs and comes off and reinstalls with 2 screws. They're underneath this sticker here. I believe this one's already cut. This one is not, so if you have to access your hatch, you just need to cut that out. There's a screw here, which you can't see, screw here, Phillips head, okay? They're not a hex drive for those, so they're Phillips screws if you need to get in there, so just keep that in mind. Nice exhaust tailpipe there. You can see your fan way, way down in there. This is your mounting pad for your horizontal stabilizer and your vertical, so you can see there's 2 to get your horizontal on, 3 to get your vertical. These are your connections, so it's real simple. Everything's labeled. Rudder, there's your 2 elevators, and you're good to go. So everything is machine screws, so you can see real nice. You got your metal threads all in there, and that's all ready to go. It's a glove tight fit. Everything goes on there super, super, super nice. And then around this side, there's your intakes. Your wing mounts are real nice because they did put, you got your 4 screw mounts here for your wings, and these are plastic doublers, which is super nice. Wing spar goes through here, and of course right down in there is your connection for your aileron. Same thing on the other side. So intakes are super cool, very rectangular and angular and stealth-like, so pretty neat. Inside's pretty straightforward. It has a real nice mechanical latch here, and you can see how nice that pops on and off. So you get in there, you got your tongue and groove. It's nicely hollowed out, so you could put, if you had to put a taller battery in there, you could. But there's your inside. Everything's all good to go. There's your fixed nose wheel steering servo right in there, all wired, ready to go. You've got your Velcro straps. You've got your Velcro already attached. And you've got your piece of Velcro that you could peel off and attach to your battery. So wiring is all good in here. So you can see right here, there's your power wire, and then you've got your ailerons, your rudder, flaps, ailerons, and throttle. So everything's all in there ready to go. No stabilization in this plane, doesn't need it. I've been flying it without it. And you can see there's a little hole down in there to help draw air out. And then back into the fan, that small hole sort of right in the middle of the screen, and that helps cool everything off through that front hole. So really, really nice. Overall, super nice on the fuselage. Let's pop that down into place, and you can see it's a slick looking bird. Love that yellow. It's going to be nice and bright to see out there. We'll take a look at the wing one more time. Again, nice fit and finish, nice decal, nice sticker application actually. Nice swept up wingtip. Again, rods, horns, linkages all installed, nice ball links, nice Z-bends. You can't go wrong. This is all a big sticker here, this sort of invasion stripe pattern. And then your landing gear just pops right on there real easy. So here's your flap connection, your aileron connection. Here's your screw holes. Again, folks, machine screws, metal threads. Can't go wrong with that. So for a small sort of budget-minded jet, they're still using the quality material, so it's super, super nice. And then you've got your laminated foam hinge along here, and you've got your laminated flap hinge kind of right there. So slick, ready to go. Horizontal stabilizer, same thing. Check out the finish on that, very nice. almost can't even tell it's foam. You can't really see. If you look real close, you can see some of the beads, but for the most part, it's a really smooth, flat finish. Again, laminated foam hinge all the way around. Doublers for your elevator installation right here. And on the underside, you've got double elevator servos. Super nice. Again, rods, horns, linkages, all installed. These are the glue-in type right here for your horns. Check them, make sure there's enough glue on occasion. Sometimes factories will have somebody put it in there without enough glue. Just pull them, make sure they're in there, and we're good to go. So all digital servos all the way around. There's your connections. Spar runs right through here. You can see spar jig slot. I can kind of see underneath that sticker right there. So that spar runs through. It's pretty tough. Try to flex it. It's got some good good support to it. And then our vertical stabilizer, same thing. Great fit and finish all the way around. Mostly a sticker detail, and you got nice plastic fittings. This whole front part is plastic. Same thing here. And then there's our rudder connection. Z-bend, horn already attached, ready to rock and roll. So it's amazing how much prefab they do on these things, but this thing's just ready to screw together again with those 9 screws. Landing gear, same thing right here. I'll pull the 2 of these out so you guys can see how nice these are. You can see it's got great compression. As I've been flying it out there at the new RCinformer field, these have been working great on the grass. So even this little wheel on our grass, with this combined with the suspension of this thing, there's just a set screw to attach this to the airplane. This works great off of our grass, just mowed, and that's it. So this will handle a lot of abuse there on the grass. So and that's really it. So this goes together. This goes together so fast. Look, there's not even any E-rings. They just put these like sort of T-pin, like kind of nail head things on there. So there's not even any E-rings right there. Now there might be some here. I'll put a dab of foam tack on that to keep that E-ring from popping off. But great compression all the way around. And you can see how the landing gear attaches. It's pretty simple. This is the last thing actually that I'll probably put on there. But you can see how nice they designed this just to sort of insert into place. I'll see if I can push that in. It's kind of tight getting that in there, but once you get that in place, you just push this back and it snaps in place. So that's how easy your gear is to get on and off. So you needed a transport, you can pop it off. Nose wheel's a little different because it's a set screw. And with that, let's get my ERNST stand out, and we'll start getting this whole thing together and show you how quickly this thing is to assemble. First up, I'm going to get the tail on. I'm just going to pop this down here. This ERNST stand that you can get, I got links below for the ERNST stand if you guys are interested in. That does support the channel now. We are working with the ERNST guys on this. But this stand actually fits this model perfectly. It sets right on the edge here, right on the back of the fuselage here, so it doesn't really damage the airplane. So if you guys are looking for like the perfect stand for this thing, the ERNST stand does fit this airplane just beautifully. So and here's how this goes on here. We're going to attach this. Usually I go through and I do my I'll take my my connections here, folks, with my my hobby knife, and I'll tighten my connections. As you know, I'm just going to slap this together so everybody can see how this goes together, but I'll usually just tighten those linkages. I have that in another video I did called How to Save Your Plane, and you guys can check that out at another time. I'll put a link for that in the upper right hand corner here of the screen so you guys can check that out. So let me zoom in a little on what I'm doing here so you guys can see how this is going down. But this is how simple this plane is to assemble, just real impromptu. Just grab these connectors. Let me grab the elevator connector, and we'll just pop this in place. Let's get that in place. This is super nice because all of the connectors on these planes are now starting to come with these connectors that have locking tabs. So as you can see, they've got the little teeny tiny locking tabs that you can see right here. So as you put your connection in, these little locks on both sides right here will lock your connector in. I used to tape all these together, but I don't have to anymore because they're using such nice connectors now. So, but anyway, once you have these two in here, you can actually just push these into place. A lot of times I'll have to go through the top with pliers, or even reach in through the front of the airplane. I'm going all the way up to the cockpit here, and I'll actually grab the wires here and I'll sort of start pulling them through. So if I can grab onto those, grab onto my elevator wires, and I'll see if I can pull some of those through here. Now once I found the elevator wire up here, you can see I can very carefully just sort of pull this whole thing through, and then get this whole thing kind of lined up and in place. You want to make sure these tabs here, you know, don't get kind of stuck in anything. But if you're real careful, you look underneath and then pull your elevator wire, which again I have right here, just kind of carefully pull that through. You can get this whole thing to seat down really nicely. I'll grab my bag of screws here, which is right under here, and this is how I usually assemble most of my planes. We'll just take this out of here. I'll throw my screws down in the ERNST stand. For now, you can see they're all the same length too, so it makes it easy. FMS usually gives you a spare screw or so, and we just put these two screws in place. They pretty much self-align down in there. Once you wiggle this around a little bit, it will find its screw slot, and it'll start to go. If you can't see through there, just kind of sight through the hole, and the thing will go in there pretty nicely. So with a good press on the back with your finger right there and pushing forward, you can get those holes to line up with each other, and then this whole thing goes down in. It's a really nice tight plastic to plastic fit. The way they've designed these things now, they're such that when you tighten it, it doesn't just squeeze and keep bringing the foam down. It actually stops plastic to plastic, and that makes sure that, you know, you're not over tightening anything. They've done a good job with designing those little features into there, and you can see how nice that's in place, and that's pretty much it. I'm going to pop this tape off of here because this was here just to keep our rudder wire there in place, and then we're going to attach that. So I'm just going to take our rudder right here, our vertical stabilizer, and I'm going to latch that into place as well. Just stick that into place, and that's secured and ready to go. Then sliding this back again, I'm going to reach up front here, and I'm going to grab my rudder wire, the one that goes all the way to the back of the plane, which there is one here. And you can see I'm going to pull that through so that goes down in there, and then we can nicely secure this whole thing into position. You can see this whole thing fits in super, super nice. So let me zoom in a little bit more for everybody. See how nice this thing goes together. This thing literally just pops in place. It actually has to drop straight down. You can't slide it because it's got this little pin right here. So again, pulling on my rudder, which I'm reaching for one more time, and then you can see that goes right in place. So we're just going to carefully push this whole thing down into place, and it should fit really glove tight. Let me make sure there's nothing on that side, and there we go. We just press that down in, and you can see even without any screws what a nice fit that is. And it's real nice from here on out. You just throw 3 screws in, which we will we'll do right here. I'll grab 3 here, I'll drop 1 here, I'll drop 1 in here, right in the top there, and then I'll drop 1 in here on the other side, and then we will begin to tighten. So it's a real simple, as you can see, real simple assembly overall. I'm just going to kind of get this go. It guides itself right in, which is beautiful. So, and you can feel it and see it starting to tighten down there. So same thing with our front screw here. I'm just going to pull this way, tighten that up, it goes right in. And again, plastic to plastic contacts. This plastic piece contacts the one under there. Same with this. So it should, as you tighten it, it should feel like it's getting completely tight, and it's actually locking down on a mechanical stop, which is actually what it's doing, which is nice. So you're not compressing foam like you were in the old days, which is super, super nice. And I'll do the same thing with this one, if I can get that one to line up. Once you wiggle it a little bit, you can see now it's grabbing, it's finding the threads, and it's going right down in there. And that's pretty much it, folks. I wish I had a longer driver for that, but that's okay. You can see that's in there real nice, and that's it. So there's your 5 screws. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 for your tail. And that's it, guys. Your tail's in place, and the wing is ready to go on. Now, as I reposition this thing for the wing, I'm just going to carefully put this down, making sure my rudder isn't striking the table or anything. And I'm going to get my spar that I forgot to get out of the box. The next thing we're going to do is grab our wires. A pair of pliers comes in handy right here. So you want to grab your flap and you want to grab your aileron wires. They should come through nicely there. Sometimes they get buried way back in there. So same thing here. We're trying to locate those. It looks like they're kind of wedged in there. But just grab some pliers, just pull those out. Get your airplane right back there on the stand. What I'm going to do too, so I don't damage any part of the fuselage also, when you're doing this on really any stand, it's usually good to put your canopy on. Not always, but a lot of times in this case, because we have a nice round fuselage, nice round stand to put this thing down on, it's usually a good idea to put the canopy back on. So that's the round portion of it. That's sitting on top of your stand, and you're not damaging anything. So then we'll grab our spar, which when I flipped my box upside down, this fell on the ground. So I did a little search for that. It wasn't too far away, but just make sure you don't throw your box out until you finish building your airplane, okay? Don't throw the box out, because this was in there, and it was actually just sitting there waiting on me. So then we're going to go ahead and get our wings in place, and that's a pretty simple proposition right here. We're essentially just going to put our spar, slide it on into our wing, figure out which one of these is which is pretty simple. We're just going to put flap to flap, which is pretty easy to do, and I'm going to just connect those right there. Just attach that in place. Bing, that's in place. This one too. We're going to just kind of stick that in place, attach that. There we go. Make sure you get a nice click when you put it on, so when you stick that in, you can see your little latches, okay, right there, securing onto the side of your connector. So once you have those two in place, we can slide all this in here. Now here's another instance where you could reach into the canopy and you could grab these connector wires and sort of pull them through a little bit. But for the most part, there is a channel here for all of that. So they actually leave a good space in here to actually put all of that stuff. So you can see this will fit in here super, super nice. I'll just feed those in place, and then just make sure this slides right in. You can watch your wires right there and make sure you're not pinching anything. I had them in there nicely until I just pulled that out. So, you know, just make sure you get those in there. And all I'm going to do is just take this little socket driver and just make sure those are going up in there and everything is nothing's pinching in there. And that's it. We're just going to slowly, carefully just put that together, and we'll screw those down. Grabbing 2 more screws out of here. One here, one here. Let's get that together nicely, and we'll secure those in place. I'll grab the correct size, which is essentially just a 2mm. It's that simple of a thing. I have my belly, basically, if you can see. I actually have my body against this thing. You can see right down here. So I'm leaning against that. You always want to push on the wing just a little bit inward to get this thing to seat. So as I push this, you want these plastic pieces to be sort of joining together as we're doing this. So right now I'm just pushing the two together, holding it with my stomach actually, while I get this lined up. And that will help keep it, that'll help get your holes lined up, because you want to force it with something. If you have a second person, you can do it like that as well. But if you don't have a second person, just use part of your body, soft part of your body, and same thing here. Just attach this in place, and it self-centers and finds its way in there. Same thing with the other side. Just flip the airplane, and we will just repeat the process there. So we'll just take this, second wing goes on, same way. We'll just flap to flap once again, pop that in place, make that simple connection. Same thing with the aileron. Pop that into place, there it is. And then we'll put the two of these in place. We'll just kind of slide the two of these in there as we connect the wing. Make sure those are in place. I'm going to flip this on its side just a little bit so everybody can see how I'm doing this. Just make sure, again, your wires are not pinched. Use a tool or something. Make sure they're going up and in there. And then as we slide this, you can see that those are going in there nice and smooth without being pinched. Same thing, grab 2 screws. I'm going to drop those in there, one here, I'll bring that a little closer so everybody can see that. I'm going to use my hand on this one to hold the two of these together. That's another technique that you can use on the front part of it. Get that in there. It goes nice and tight because, again, plastic to plastic contact. So it gives you a nice joint so you don't over tighten anything. And there we go. And that's it for the main part of the airplane. Just like I talked about before, the landing gear goes on real nicely here. Again, just slide that on, pop that one into place. Take your other gear, same deal. We're going to take that one, pop that into place as well. Just push that pin down into the hole, carefully wiggle it. You shouldn't have to force it too much, but this one I kind of am. You just got to find the right spot for it, and then once it's in there, just push this, snap it into place. And that's it. Main gear is on, nose gear. Super, super simple here. I'll put this off the edge of the table so everyone can kind of see how that looks. I'm going to zoom in on that a little bit for everybody to get a good look at the nose gear and how that goes on. Again, there is a set screw, it looks like, on both sides. I think there's a flat spot only on one side of the shaft, okay, I think. So let me pull this up here. We'll take these things and we're going to loosen them just a little bit. So we're going to put our Allen wrench in there, just back them off a bit. Back them off a bit so it clears the hole there. You could use thread lock on this if you wanted to, but it's not necessary. And then we're just going to put this right on top of here. There we go. This should find the flat spot okay. If you find that the shaft has dropped down a little bit into there, you may have to put your hand on the inside and just push it up. So you can see right here it's actually coming up a bit. So as I unscrew this, I'll pull it off. And you can see, yeah, you want to make sure that's fully extended. And you may have to push your hand again from the other side. But I think I can get away with it because it'll self-align. You want to tighten it on the flat spot probably first. And then give it a tug and see if it comes out, which it's not. There was a little gap there before, now there's not. So tighten that one. And I'll put the Allen wrench on the other side. I'll tighten that side next. Again, tighten the flat spot side first. And that's it, guys. That's the full assembly of your 64mm Futura. It is completely done at this point. Now all you need to do is put your receiver, battery in, receiver and battery. Just set up everything and get it ready to go. So really super nice, guys. It's really amazing how quick these things go together and how well they fly, how minimum effort that you need to put into this. Now, I'm going to go ahead and show you the red one in comparison. Okay, this one's all set up and ready to go. This is the one you've been watching probably in the RCinformer field videos flying around. And my phone's ringing on me right now, so we're going to disregard that. But this is just to show you the canopy setup and the cockpit setup. So really simple stuff. You can see there's almost no wiring in there going on. The Velcros here, you can use shelf liner like I use often, but this time I had batteries with Velcro on them already. Most of the wires are just shoved back there. And I have a very simple 6-channel receiver in there with 2 antennas, dual diversity. And that's it. You can see how clean this is. You can put a lot of battery inside this, but that's my cockpit, you know, kind of battery compartment setup. It's very clean, very nice because you can just stick your receiver all the way back there. So a lot of space here to shift your battery, and for guys that like to fly planes a little more tail heavy, you can even put more straps back in here if you want to. But for the most part, that's it, guys. These are really nice. They fly fantastic. If you guys are interested in one of these, I will put links in the description box below that you guys can check out. And if you guys use our link below, it supports the channel, and we appreciate that. So we're going to get the yellow one out there and give you guys a full demo of it here just as soon as we can. It's very impressive how nice of a model FMS is making now, even down to those little tiny details that you don't normally notice, like the plastic-to-plastic contacts, you know, of all of the screw joints and everything. So anyway, with that, guys, I'd like to really thank everyone for coming and watching this unbox and assembly of the new 64mm Futura coming from FMS. Great flyer. Like I said, we've been out there with flying the red one. We'll get this one out there to give everybody a full demo of it really soon. I'd like to thank everyone for sharing our videos. We do appreciate you guys doing that. That really helps us out. Otherwise, you know, be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell. It'll let you know when we put out new videos like this and other flying demos and other videos that we got coming from the RCinformer field. So once again, want to thank everyone for coming. Thanks for stopping by. As always, guys, we'll see you all next time.